So I'm here with Pieschel, and we're going to talk a little bit about predation in goats and sheep primarily. What would you do to limit predation concerns?
My species of choice would be the livestock guardian dog. And I personally run 20 of them. And I also raise pups. But I run, older dogs, 2 to 9 years old, out with my mama goats. But that is my animal of choice. I like livestock guardian dogs.
And do you start them with the livestock right from when they're pups?
Yes, when the female is whelping, there are goats in with her. She's out in the brush. She has to find a place to have her pups, take care of her pups. The goats are with her. We make sure that the female dogs are well fed, but yes, they're out. They stay with the goats all the time.
How many goats would you have per dog?
I don't think of it that way. I look at the terrain. If it's very dense brush like we're looking at here, you're going to have more dogs because you're going to have your patrol dogs. You've got dogs that are staying with the goats. You've got dogs that are hanging with the kids or the lambs. And so if there's problems and it's dense brush, they've got to get through that brush to get there. So I look at the topography of the area first. I look at the climate, and then I look at the number of goats I'm putting in.
And what about predators? What kind of predators are you dealing with versus maybe what we're dealing with?
I lived in California for years, and we dealt with bear, mountain lions, bobcats. In the west, we deal with a lot of wolves. And then the area I'm in right now is a lot of coyotes. The worst predator of all the wild animals are people's friendly dogs because they pack up and they go into and they thrill kill.
Okay.
And so the dogs get used to getting after them too.
And the dogs were good with all of the predators that you have?
It's the number of animals. Bear don't see very well, and so they see mass, and so you put in more dogs. Right. If you have a bear problem. If you've got a cat problem, you need about 3 dogs. Fast dogs, that's where you're going to be looking at the Akbash, the Anatolian, faster, lighter dogs that can really speed, whereas the Maramas and your Great Pyrenees are heavier dogs. They can't get there as fast, but they're great backups.
Right. And so for training a dog to get used to being with the livestock all the time, what are some considerations we need to make in that front? We
don't train them. They have to have the instinct. That's why they're with their mums. They're whelped out on wherever pastures we're in or big areas of land, and it's up to the mum and the other dogs to teach the pups. So what we do is basically set it up to facilitate them with good older dogs so that they can learn from them. I don't train my dogs.
Right, and what about the interaction with people?
The less I feel they have, the better, because people are thieves too. We have a theft problem, so we just want the dogs to stay and let people know that you don't want to come in here.
Right. And when you're moving your livestock, are the dogs okay with the border collies that you're using or the horses? Yeah,
we start working them as little pups. When we're starting to muster, we use an older border collie, and they'll slowly push the pups along, and they go right with their mums when we're moving. They load up on the trucks when we're hauling, so they get facilitated to work with the border collies too.
So with the interaction with guard dogs and multi-species grazing, do you see a lot of opportunity in Alberta and Saskatchewan?
Oh yeah, we look at just driving around here, it's like, whoa, think of all the goats and sheep we could have over here. And so a couple more guard dogs and we'd be in business.
Awesome, thank you so much.
So yeah. No, great value on dogs.